How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. I am that fishing noob, and today this is going to be a full unloading and gearing up of my kayak and kind of my rig. This is what it pretty much looks like on a typical day of fishing, but it also applies to tournament fishing. I just will bring out more rods. So stay tuned, or not really stay tuned. This is going to be weird because I'm not going to be able to cut out the random stuff like that. But this is going to be an uncut video. So you guys are going to get all of the random, oops, I would normally cut that out. But hopefully this will just give you a, sorry, apparently I'm old. It's like 30-year-old noises. Hopefully this will give you a pretty good overview of how long it takes to unload a kayak and kind of what all goes into it. I'll also explain kind of how my setup is and kind of my reasoning behind why I set it up the way I do. So starting up here, I have a bow line right there with a Fairmont friction hitch. That's what I tie on the front. Then I've got a total of 3 cam straps. I've got these 2 main ones right here, and then a smaller one as a backup that I run under my handles right there. It's a little bit extra, yeah, but figure it doesn't take that much longer to go through and tie on this extra strap, so it's a little more security, especially when I'm making like those 2.5-hour drives. Those are long. Gotta decide which side am I going to unload on. This side or this side? The other side. Also, on the subject of me being extra, this is a moving blanket that I use to kind of just prevent unnecessary wear and tear. Not that it's going to be like structurally crazy to the kayak, but if I can prevent some of the just excess wear, then I'm going to do that. And moving blanket doesn't take me very long to go through and just throw on top. So I figure if it doesn't take much effort to do it, why not do it? And there we go. Oh, what are you stuck on? So after I get it down onto the ground, I will go and kind of just like dad wrap my front bow line. This is just paracord that I got randomly. I don't remember what gauge or whatever. It's just some paracord. Slap that right there. Toss my moving blanket back inside and my straps so I don't lose them. The sun's gonna be coming up like super quick. I was kind of worried about there not being enough light, but looks like we'll be all right. And if not, then I'll edit in a little bit of post so you guys can see a little better. For storage, I don't normally do this. This is just kind of my, gonna get it back in the Jeep so that way I can finish unloading. Whew, look at that, very nice. Next step after I get it down is I will throw it up on my cart so I can maneuver it a little easier. And all the things are back here. Drive, PFD, seat, all of my gear, including my milk crate. It's funny, this morning I actually almost forgot my PFD and seat. Should have been really awkward. Also for editing purposes. It's be a lot easier if I do this. What is that? Some guano? I don't want that. Okay. This is a Ganfind X heavy duty kayak cart. It was one of the first purchases I made when I got my kayak. And I mean, I think it's a must, especially for a kayak like this. It doesn't make sense to drag a $2,500 kayak on gravel and rocks. At least not to me. I don't have money like that, so I'm trying to make this kayak last a very, very long time. Throw in my seat. So I'm 5'10". I sit 4 clicks back on this. And then also a bit of a change for today. I was posting on not some forums, but some groups inquiring about seat risers. And consensus is that those of you that run seat risers, you like them. So, I've got some seat risers that I made. It's about an inch and a half tall that I'm going to be experimenting with today. It's going to be interesting. I've fished almost a year without using seat risers, but I've heard that it does make things a little more comfortable. It's not necessary, but that's why I got them, or that's why I made them, because I like that DIY stuff and save some bucks. Pull those down. Oh yeah. Shouldn't go anywhere, right? Yeah. Little net. My order was kind of messed up because I almost forgot my drive. Not my drive, my seat. Good old pedal drive. Lock that in. The first time I took my kayak out, I forgot to lock in my drive. So when I went to deploy it, it was super awkward because I ended up like pulling it off of the track and like the little housing that it's in. That was awkward. A little milk crate with my tackle. I've got two 3700 boxes, tackle boxes that are waterproof, and then I've got one 3600 box that is my top water. Oh, I need to flip these around. This is my cranking and I think, what is that? Spinner? I don't know. Hold on. Crank jerk glide is what that is. And then this one is my kind of bottom contact, jig, chatter, and I think spinning. And then top water box. Bungee that in. Got terminal tackle right here that I throw underneath my seat in that little compartment that Old Town makes. Visibility pole with 360 light and the old America flag. I'll throw this in my rear rod holder, one of them. I previously lost a 360 light while fishing not a tournament, but it was on a big lake. So now I tether my 360 light. So it was not fun. Also, my visibility pole doubles as the spot where my rear camera goes. Paddle, This is just a Sea Sense Extreme 2. Picked it up at Academy. I think it was just like the cheapest paddle they had. And it's orange because my other kayak, it's a Lifetime Teton. I think that's how one of you all said that it's pronounced. Teton Angler. Or Titan. I'm just kidding. And that kayak is orange and blue. So that's where I got that one. Got a catch board. I'm not fishing a tournament right now, but I think it's nice to be able to measure some fish if I think it's a good one. Slap that in. Slap it in the back for now. And then got this seat cushion. Slap that there. Today I'm fishing with 4 rods. I know this is a little extra too. Just don't like them sliding around all over the place. That's why I buckle my rods in. Yes, I am a bit extra. It's okay though. I think my rods are happy at least, so that's good. Get my rods out. Rear camera, battery. I've got my extension, super long little cord because I run all of my cameras off of external power. Got more power banks. And then my Garmin. I don't think you need electronics to fish and fish well. But for tournament sense, I think that electronics help out a ton. And I figure I can't really get better with a tool unless I'm using it. So that's why my Garmin's out here right now. This is it's an EcoMaps UHJ2 73 SV. And I have it just on I think this is a 1.5 inch ram ball mount that goes on an accessory track. I'm going to experiment kind of with, I feel like that would be kind of better. And then it has just a normal, like a Scotty ram ball mount. Yeah, that's good. For power, I've got a Nakua. It's a 20 amp hour battery that I throw up in the front hatch. Got a dry bag in the front hatch with some extra clothes, some little emergency gear equipment. And then it's also where I keep my wires for my battery and transducer. I don't have any holes in this kayak. I haven't drilled anything. I just run it right here, and I'll run the other wires out as well and kind of just sandwich them in. And that's how I've been running this for a couple months now. I think maybe like 5 months or so. Measure it out. Get everything plugged in. So typically I'll go through and plug in all my stuff right now and then continue loading, and then by the time I come back in like a sec, I will power down my unit. Either power it down or I'll sleep it. Then I have these, they're just cheap little cable organizers that I got off of Amazon. I like them because they're not super duper, like, they're not gonna go through and get stuck in my kayak forever. And they don't leave any kind of like residue or anything behind. And it came with a pack of like, I think 75. So I've had to swap them off a couple of times, which isn't a big deal. Let me see if it's fired up already. Yep. So I'll go through, I'll sleep the unit. Maybe I'll just turn it off. Power it down and continue loading. Got some soft plastics, a lot of soft plastics, courtesy of Dadfish Tackle. That is where I spend majority of my money on soft plastics now, over dat fish tackle. I'm pro staff over there. Appreciate that, Jeremy. If you guys want to go and swing over there, you can get yourself some of these soft plastics as well. You can use my code TFN10. That's Tom Frank Nora 10 TFN10 at checkout for, yeah, that's right, 10% off. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate it. I think it's cool to be able to support like small business, especially like him, because I've met him before. Got a little LaCroix. I think that's pretty much it, except for my rods and setting up my rear cam. So my rear camera, what I'll do is slap it on right here. And I shouldn't need to mess with it because I did that last time. So my angle should be okay. I'll slap it on there. Kind of shimmy it to where I believe is just about right, but I'll finalize that on the water, or right before. And then I have a 6-foot USB-A to USB-C cable right here. Another Amazon purchase. I like majority of these items. And I'll run that to my backpack back here. I'll just kind of slap it down where I can find room. Normally when it's raining, I'll cover it because getting rain inside of a power bank is not the best thing. But right now, it's supposed to be just hot. So I'll run it that way, and then I'll do a couple twists around this PVC pole. Run it up to my camera, like that, and plug her in. Okay. Good to go. I have some backups that I'll use. I'll throw those into my dry storage, my drive. In my drive I have backup gear for my drive. Got prop nut, I think I have shear pins. I have an extra prop in my backpack. I have another item I need to throw in here. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. Probably not gonna have enough room right now. I need to leave this out because I'm actually going to swap it over. And then my rods. Typically, so I think I'm up to 7 rods now. 6 or 7 rods. And on a typical fishing day, that's what I'll carry. So today I have 4 rods. On a typical fishing day, I'll have just a little bit more. Alright, cool. Nice and snug. Might be wondering why? Why so many rods? So on a day like today, I don't think it's really necessary because there's no time constraints really. And I'm not fishing for money or fishing against people. But fishing a tournament, I think it's a lot more convenient to have a lot of different setups that are already pre-rigged, pre-tied, and all I need to do is just swap rods. I think it saves a lot of time rather than having to retie, especially if it's something like a drop shot. If I were to switch up, let's say if I was fishing an underspin and I wanted to fish a drop shot, it would take a decent amount of time to go through and set that up compared to just doing a rod swap. What they say, swapping over to your secondary rod is faster than reloading your primary rod. Yeah, I think that's about everything. Also, another random tidbit. I'm apparently a lose person because that is what majority of my rods are now. So in this case, these are all lose. I've got a lose speed spool right here, my designated chatterbait rod. I've got a series of lose tournament pros here, designated jig, waiting for some swim jigs so I can throw that as well, but that's just a football jig. This is Texas rig. And then back here is my Lew's BB1 Pro. That is my big swim bait rod, or swim bait combo. That's not the rod that I'm going to be using later. That's just what my setup is right now. And that's about it. All that's left is really just to go through, wheel this down the ramp and get it launched or positioned to launch. Double check my camera angles, and that's it. Doesn't really take too long. It would be a lot faster if I had a trailer, but trailer's more stuff to carry around. So I don't think I'm gonna get a trailer anytime soon. But yeah, that's pretty much my setup. That's how, right here, this is how I pretty much have things set up, like when I'm fishing a tournament. Once I get my kayak out into the water, I'll throw my cart on the back and I'll bungee it to my crate so it's secure, doesn't go anywhere. I've got soft plastics here, but I'm looking at bag options to have under my seat so I can just slide it out, grab some soft plastics, you know, and throw it back in. A lot of times too, I will throw this scale on my right side, like my right little pocket right there. Just quick access. And then everything else is on my PFD. I've got pliers, got scissors. That's where I keep my power bank, but this is my setup right here. Pedal drive, obviously locked in. Got my Garmin right there. Might need to adjust the ankle just a hair. But seat cushion, my now seat risers, milk crate with 9 rod holders, a visibility pole with 360 light, got a flag, got my over-the-shoulder camera right there, and then got a net on this side, paddle, and catchboard. And everything's tethered in that needs to be tethered in, so that's pretty much it. The only thing missing would just be like adding in my 2 spinning rods and 1 more of my top water rod. So 7 rods. That's what I would bring with me on a fishing tournament. But if you guys have any questions about my rig or any of the equipment, or kind of just other questions about the kayak or anything like that, then let me know, drop it down below. But yeah, that'll be it. I'm just gonna go out and try to catch some green ones now. But that'll be it for this one. Hope that you guys are able to go fishing, and if you are fishing, I hope that you're able to catch a big one. But I'll catch you on the next one. God is good. Y'all be blessed. Later.